How's it going, folks? You're very welcome to today's lesson on glaciers, and today we're going to look at two features of glacial erosion. Okay, so as we know, a glacier is a huge block of ice that can be like up to a kilometer thick, and this block of ice is obviously very heavy, and because it's so heavy and because it's usually up in a high mountainous area, it's going to move downwards because of the weight and because of the force of gravity, and as it moves downwards it can create features. Okay, and the first feature we're going to look at that it creates is called a cirque. Okay, and this is a cirque here on our right, the top right there. Okay, so a cirque is an armchair shaped hollow in a mountain. Okay, very straightforward. They're usually formed on the north facing side of a mountain. Why are they formed on the north facing side of a mountain? Because it's slightly colder on the north, okay, because the north is closer to the North Pole. Okay, they can also be known as corries or coombs, but we're going to call them cirques. And a cirque, guys, is the birthplace of a glacier. It's where a glacier starts. Why does a glacier start up here? It starts up here up a mountain because it's colder. The higher you go up, the colder it is. Okay. So this area here is where your glacier starts, and when the glacier starts and it moves away from this area, it can form an armchair shaped hollow here like so, which is our cirque. Okay, a cirque forms when snow accumulates in a natural hollow in a mountain. Okay, so again, guys, you know, this hollow here used to be a lot smaller, but there was a hollow there. Okay, and when it snows, that snow accumulates and accumulates. And guys, why is the snow not melting? It's not melting because, you know, this is during the ice age. Okay, there is no hot weather. Okay, so as the snow gets accumulated, it compresses to form glacier ice. Okay, so if we look here, guys. Here we have our mountain, here we have a natural hollow, and here we have our glacier. Okay, and this glacier was formed because of the snow compressing and accumulating, and it formed a glacier. Okay, now this is up a mountain. Okay, and what do glaciers do? Well, under the influence of gravity, glaciers move downwards. Okay, so as it moves downwards, it's going to, via plucking, remember plucking and abrasion are two ways glaciers erode. When this glacier moves down, it's going to pluck and erode the cliff face here, and it's going to leave behind our arm-shaped hollow up here called our cirque. Okay, so again, as this, guys, remember this glacier, what's it doing? It's moving downward. So the ice plucks the rock from the base and the sides of the hollow, and the process of abrasion deepens and widens the hollow. Okay, so guys, this hollow, okay, is getting deeper and wider as the glacier is moving downwards. Okay, over time, where the ice builds up, the glacier rotates out of the hollow and gravity pulls it downward. Okay, so that's our word there, gravity. Pulls it downward. Okay, so again, this glacier here is going to move down away from the hollow because of gravity. Okay, and as it does, what it's doing is plucking, and there's also abrasion, which is deepening and widening that hollow. When the ice melts, a lake or tarn a lake can be left in the cirque, and this lake is called a tarn or a corrie lake. So if we go back here, guys, here is our little lake here. This is our tarn or corrie. Okay, and that's just basically, you know, when it rains, that little hole fills with water. Okay, an example of a cirque is the Devil's Punch Bowl in County Kerry. So, just to recap, what's a cirque? Very simple. This is a cirque here, an armchair shaped hollow in the mountain. How did it start? Well, this hollow was always here, but it used to be a lot smaller. Okay, and because it's up high in a mountain, when snow builds up, eventually it'll form a glacier. Now, what do glaciers do? Because they're so heavy, they move downwards under the force of gravity. Okay, and as they move down, what do? Plucking and abrasion takes place. So plucking and abrasion takes place here, and this makes it wider and deeper. Okay, as a result, it forms over years. It'll form your cirque. Okay. Now, what else can be there? Well, we've got a small little lake can form called a tarn. Okay. An example is the Devil's Punch Bowl in County Kerry. Very straightforward. Now, our second feature, guys, is even simpler, and this is called an arete. So we've just looked at how a cirque is formed. Okay. Now we're going to look at an arete. Okay, very straightforward. An arete is a steep knife-edge ridge, okay, of rock that is formed where two cirques meet or form back to back. Okay, so for example, guys, here's an arete. Okay, so it's that area that basically divides one cirque from another. So there's another cirque out here, and here we have this knife edge kind of sharp bit at the top is your arete. Okay, think of it, guys. If you got, say, a little pyramid, okay, the sharp edges on each pyramid between each side are your arete. Okay, so your arete is your pyramid knife edge that is formed when two cirques form back to back. Okay. As you know, plucking and abrasion erode and form cirques, and this leads to the form of the narrow ridge. Okay, so then this narrow ridge, guys, is formed as plucking and abrasion takes place here, making the cirque wider. Okay, arete can also form between two hanging valleys. We're going to look at what hanging valleys are next lesson. Okay, and an example of an arete is Cumshingon, the Comber Mountains in the Comber Mountains in County Waterford. Okay, so here, guys, this is our arete here. Cumshingon in the Comber Mountains in County Waterford. What is an arete? An arete is your sharp knife edge ridge of rock that is formed when two cirques form back to back. Here's another picture of an arete up here. This little bit up here. Okay, thanks, folks.